going to talk about the abbreviated trace. This abbreviated trace, the pressure doesn't go all the way to the trail side. The first key pressure position that you're going to see in a golfer that we noticed was 55-60 on the lead side. This was kind of a revelation to us because I was taught by Bob Toski and Ken Venturi at school at University of Miami, and I was taught to set up 60-40. We'll get into that later on. But I was taught to set up more on the trail side. Back then they didn't call the trail side, but in Canada we have a lot of left-handed golfers, so if you say right side, they'll get confused. But the lead side is obviously your left side if you're a right-handed golfer, your right side if you're a left-handed golfer. So just to get the vernacular right, lead side, trail side. But the very first thing we noticed was golfers set up 55-60 on the lead side. That was kind of new to us. Jake, any comments?
Yeah, so pressure is something that is felt and center of mass is something that is witnessed. That's about the simplest way I could say exactly what Ryan said earlier. So the reason Bob Toski and a lot of these great teachers before, and by the way, if you would have told him that the pressure is on the lead side, he probably would have thrown something at you. The reason he was saying was because of the axis tilt away from the ball, especially with a driver. So I get that question a lot for people that are very new to pressure mapping, is they go, all right, so the pressure's on the lead side with irons, what about with driver? Because obviously they're witnessing this axis tilt away from the golf ball, right? Actually, even with the driver, you'll see that the pressure is on the lead side, and it's interesting in this regard where how much is actually in some way, shape, or form environmental. So in Europe, we're noticing, and we spent a couple days with Nick Faldo, but and we just spoke in London last 2 weeks ago. We're noticing that a lot of the players over there have actually significantly more pressure on the lead side. So people that grow up in probably where this is a nice day, right, tend to have a little bit more pressure on the lead side. Players that I've worked with that have come back from Hawaii, where they started their season on the PGA Tour in Hawaii, always come back with more pressure on the lead side. So wind is certainly a factor with that.
But we've never seen a PGA Tour winner set up with more pressure on the trail side. Of all the, and we have hundreds of PGA Tour winners.
And even if they do, even if they're close to 50-50, they're still not, because we'll talk about the next thing which triggers the center of mass move back is actually a push down on the lead side. So even if you see them at 50-50, just keep clicking on the V1 and you'll see that they push down on the lead side to accommodate the center of mass moving to the trail.
I think one of the things about the amount of pressure on that left foot is you see a steeper angle of attack too, right? So if they're starting aggressively, I know from my performance, I get too much on the left and I felt like I was 50-50.
Yeah.
But I was 70-30. And my attack angle was like up to 8 or 9 degrees.
And that had been Faldo, and Faldo was having trouble with his trajectory. We wanted to get his longer iron entire year.
The reason we went to the abbreviated trace to show you that right off the get-go after the scatter trace, this is a knockdown shot, effectively. This is a shot that we use for the lob shot. And this is Ryuji Yamada, one of the best players that you won't hear a lot about. But Ryuji had one of the best short games in his career, and his pressure barely goes to the trail side. 55-60 for a short club on the trail side is more than adequate. We'll get right into that.